Wow. Hello, hello. How's it going? Hello, Dupree. Welcome back. Hello, Dino. How are you? Wah. Hello, hey. And we're back with some more The Life and Suffering of Sir Brante. It's been a while since I've played this, as in like a week. Yeah, sorry I wasn't there last week. I was busy moving. But now I'm at a new place. Hooray! A new trash can. And this trash can has better internet. Hooray! Alright. Cool. Yeah, I think just gonna get started. New place is pretty good, I would say. Like I'm in my own room now. Own compartment now. Used to be I shared a space so you could sometimes hear my other roommates, but not anymore. Hopefully. I don't know. But maybe now you can hear the highway if my window is open, but it's not open. Okay. Let's go. The Mark of Dishonor. I barely remember what we did last time. It's like I feel like my family's falling apart right now. If I remember correctly, that's where we're at in the story, because we didn't have enough unity, and then no, something unlucky happened to Mom. So just and now more consequences are going to pile up, I think. Alright, I'm 26 years old. Wowee. Okay, I'm not gonna restart from the beginning of a chapter. Just gonna continue. Oh god. Yep, the Mark of Dishonor. Recent events have dealt a crushing blow to the reputation of the Brante family. Yep. Yep. You have slipped into the realm of infamy and disgrace. So far, the noble families of the city have patiently endured your transgressions, but now you have lost face in their eyes. Is this like something that happened because I lost all my reputation? What is my reputation right now? I don't remember anymore. Aha, 0. That would explain it. Yeah. I'm pretty sure it dropped down to 0 because my mom died. I think that's probably why. And I guess it's disgraceful to die. Noble society is eager to bring your every dusty scandal back into the light. Old offenses, ancient grievances, and naturally, father's marriage to Lydia Brante and Gloria's ignoble origins. And they have surely not forgotten that the sons of Robert and Lydia Brante, Piper and Nathan, were born out of wedlock. Ooh, scandalous. Wait, I'm a bastard then. Am I? Technically, I am, right? Okay. None of the nobles will ever say this to your face, of course. Their behavior will seem perfectly ordinary on their surface. But no matter where you go now, you will be followed by scornful glances and dismissive whispers. Oh, we have to accept this and humbly bear this burden. All hope of being ennobled by the sword is lost. No matter what we do to restore our name, we will never wash away this mark of dishonor. Unlucky, man. Really unlucky. Aye. It really does snowball, huh? One thing leads to another. Now our family unity is even worse. Like, basically falling apart now. And we're in poverty. Yay. Oh. Yep. The Brante name is dragged through the dirt, never to recover. That's a good start to a session. Repentance. The last few months have been marked by a welcome absence of quarreling at the Brante estate. Your only concern these days is the price you have had to pay for this peace. Yep. Today you come home late, wrung dry after a day of work and worry. Everyone is sound asleep. You are making your way to your bedroom when you hear a suspicious noise coming from Father's study. It is too late for Father to be working. Whoa! You go to the door of the study, trying to tread softly and turn the knob. The room is brightly lit by the moon. You recognize your brother's clumsy silhouette above father's desk in the moonlight. Nathan hears you come in and leaps to the side in fear. You see something glinting in his hands. Father's dagger. What are you trying to do, huh? You trying to kill my dad? Trying to kill our dad? How could you? Oh, Piper, it's you. Shush. I just took the dagger for a moment. Don't worry. I know holding a weapon's against my lot. I don't mean anyone any harm. Okay. So he's just trying to steal it or something to sell it? Oh no, he's gonna... Oh no! Nathan is gonna do a murder. But on himself. It's for me actually. I have to go to the twins. Your younger brother clumsily turns the dagger around, holding it against his own body. You try to remain still. Nathan wants to take one of his own lives, but why? Oh, so if you kill yourself, you don't die a true death? I guess that makes sense. That's one of like the edge cases that you haven't really considered. Yeah, that like I feel like if you were super devout in your belief in the gods, wouldn't some people want to like take their own lives just to have a chit chat with the twins? That kind of makes sense, right? You waste like one of your lives just to have a chance to see the gods for yourself. But still, I don't recommend it in this case, Brother Nathan. I feel like you've already seen them once, right? I'm not even sure how to say this, brother. I just can't find a place in this world. I'm always an outsider, always a waste of space. Isn't there some place for me in the twins' design? I can't stop thinking about it. I've been trying to understand them for so long. How am I supposed to live in their world? What's my place in their great plan? But I've only made things worse. I've meddled with the Markian sect, defied and rejected my lot, indulged in vice, but I found nothing there. The old faith, the new faith, Father Mark's heresy, they gave me all sorts of answers, but none of them worked. There's nothing else for me now. I've got to go see the twins myself and ask them. I know I'm an affront to their plan just because I'm alive, but I'll repent. I'll pray for their forgiveness. But the twins never forgive, you tell Nathan softly. That's true. Well, the elder does forgive, just the younger doesn't, right? They never have and they never will. You will be judged in the hereafter for every false step you take. Your younger brother sighs heavily. Yeah, so in that type of world, like if you teach that, you know, the gods don't ever forgive some actions, like what are you supposed to do then after you become a sinner? What are you supposed to do? Just keep sinning, I guess, because you're going to hell anyway? I know, Mother taught us that all our lives, but I still have to try. There's no other way. One of my lives isn't too big of a price if it works. I can't find any use for them anyway. Wait a minute. I'm seeing a lot of dropped frames right now, so I'm just gonna check my stream real quick. 1 second. And yeah, please let me know if the stream is, you know, bad, laggy, or like dropping frames. 1 second, I need to check. Okay, I think YouTube looks fine. I'm gonna check Twitch. 1 second. Hum. Okay. Yeah. Okay, thanks for telling me. Audio is fine. I didn't notice video dropping. Okay. Yeah, I'll just continue then, even though it says I'm dropping like 25% of my frames. Okay, okay, OBS, if you say so. Hmm. Okay. Anyway. Oh, I know. Mother taught us that Mother taught us that all our lives, but I still have to try. There's no other way. One of my lives isn't too big of a price if it works. I can't find it. Oh yeah, I already read this. See you soon, brother. Hope I'll be different when I come back. Do I stop him somehow? I do have a chance to stop him. A cloud passes over the moon. Father's study grows dark, illuminated only by the shining light of the distant pillar. Nathan's body contorts awkwardly. He raises a dagger, aiming it at his own heart. Do not stop him. If I don't stop him, I'll get a theology, or I could protect my brother. Huh. Okay, so like, looks like either way I get theology, and if I do this I gain some manipulation as well, and he hates me a little bit more. But I can either make him hopeful, or I can make him like in despair. Or I could call mother. Actually, no, I can't. Haha. Alright. Think I kind of need the willpower. Plus, do I care that much about Nathan? Well, yeah, he'll probably do something bad later on, right? If I don't stop him now, if I don't make him hopeful. I probably don't need that much manipulation. Yeah, I'm just gonna stop him, I guess. Okay, Nathan. Don't do it! You take a step back. The life that Nathan is about to take belongs to him. He is free to do with it as he pleases. May he finally find an end to his desperate search for meaning. Wait. Wait, did I choose not to stop him? Oh yeah, I did. Right, that's the one that I spend more willpower with. Okay, that makes sense, I guess. I thought I would have to spend willpower to stop him, not to let him do it. Okay. Lamal. Don't stop Nathan. Okay. Those. Nathan whispers a word of gratitude, barely audible. Then a sharp exhale as he gets ready to strike. His hands guide the dagger awkwardly through the air and into his chest. The sharp tip reluctantly sinks into his flesh. A weak yelp escapes Nathan's throat. He staggers and falls, blood oozing out of the wound. Moments pass and Nathan's body dissipates as his mortal frame dissolves. He has departed to commune with the twins. What awaits him in the hereafter? You pick out Father's dagger, carefully wipe it clean, and put it in the drawer of his desk where it belongs. Father will never know. When the skies begin to grow bright before the dawn, you go to the family crypt to welcome your brother back. Nathan is already there, lying atop the granite slab. Even made anew, his naked body is still just as thin, awkward, and feeble. He suddenly stands where he hears your footsteps. His eyes are shining with otherworldly light. I spoke to them, brother. I dared to address them as my soul rose up. I begged the twins for forgiveness, and they heard me. They did. And the elder, he reached out to me. He wanted to respond to me. I know he did. But the youngest sword stopped us. It cut the bond between us, and I fell. But I saw compassion in the elder's eyes as I fell, and he followed me. He shall descend to the lands again. He shall witness our suffering and bring his mercy. And then the world will change at last. Your younger brother shivers, almost convulsing with cold. You wrap him in a black cloak. Together you return home before sunrise. No one in your family ever learns of Nathan's lesser death. Nathan stops wasting time in taverns with suspicious characters. He spends every day in ardent prayer. Again and again, his quiet voice speaks of the elder's coming return. The family watches the drastic change in their wayward son with great surprise. Actually, I feel like that turned out pretty well. I think that was what I was hoping to do anyway, but I had thought the other option would lead to this outcome. But I am exhausted now. Just not great. I need to find a way to regain willpower. But yeah, I usually would tend towards letting people do what they wanted to. I feel like a lesser death isn't too huge of a deal for, for the drastic change that he got. It's pretty worth it, right? Could be worth it. The Inquisition ward that has become your second home now feels generally different. Jan is sitting on a crude bench, all hunched over, her face in her hands. You stand by her side, still unable to believe that this is really happening. The denunciation. Who are we denouncing? Ourselves? Look, these are our case files. Retribution is inevitable. We will face the tribunal tomorrow. Oh, we are getting denounced. Is it because we collapsed? The Inquisition collapsed? No, it didn't. I don't remember doing that. Without lifting her eyes, she hands you a couple of pages. Uh-oh. Witnessed with my own eyes as Inquisitor Piper Brante and his sister in faith Jian indulged in debauchery beneath the canopy of the sacred silver tree. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, busted. Oh no. I didn't have a choice, man. It was a denunciation. Someone saw you that night under the silver tree. Patriarch Cassius insisted on attending the hearing, and Ulrich will pass judgment. Jian's... her eyes are full of angry tears. You reach out to touch her shoulder reassuringly, but Jian moves away. She breathes deeply and pulls herself together. We can't be seen together. Answer him honestly. The younger will be watching over us. Lying is out of the question. Should you acknowledge your guilt, or is there a way to escape punishment? When in doubt, deny everything. Wait, let's see. One of these must be true. Eloquence or grown close with Jian? Tell the truth? Basically nothing. No consequence. No consequence if I tell the truth. Because the Inquisition's reputation is already terrible. I can ask someone for help, but actually I can't. Because I'm branded by dishonor, baby. Okay. Well, time to face the music, I guess. Tell the truth. Yeah. Can't go negative. There's facing my consequence, which is pure positive, actually. Because I just get +1 with Jian. There are only a handful of people in the courtroom. There are priests from various Anazote churches. You stand before Patriarch Cassius and Inquisitor Ulrich. The Inquisitor's gaze is full of disappointment. Uh-oh. The Patriarch, on the contrary, has a triumphant smile on his face. Damn it. The image of the younger gazes at you sternly from the icon behind them. Let the tribunal begin. This shouldn't take long. Brother Piper and Sister Jian, you stand accused of engaging in a depraved carnal liaison with one another. Under the silver tree, no less. What sacrilege! The priests exchange whispers. You feel the blood pounding in your temples. It is so, Patriarch. Still, this denunciation might well be an attempt to tarnish our order, and nothing more. A slander concocted by someone who harbors a grudge against the Inquisition. Brother Piper, beneath the gaze of the younger, tell us, your brethren and mentors in faith, what really happened. It is hard to keep calm. You imagine that they are not here. Ulrich, Cassius, the other priests, not even Jian is here. You look into the face of the younger and start relating everything to him, the whole truth. As bitter as your shame is, you are indeed guilty, and penance must be done. Wow, I'm such a square. Yes, you sinned. You yield to the feelings that overcame you. You deeply regret the incident, but it was the will of the twins that led you to it, and neither you nor Jian could resist it beneath a silver tree. It happened but once. It never happened again, and it could never happen again. The room is silent. Cassius watches you intently, then lowers his gaze, concealing a grin. Inquisitor Ulrich's nostrils flare angrily. What about you, Sister Jian? What do you have to say? I wonder if I lied, would Jian have been forced to lie as well? Maybe so. Because if we had, like, conflicting testimonies, then, you know, it'd be even worse, right? Jian also speaks only to the image of the younger. She stands tall, very strained, her voice completely devoid of emotion. It happened just as Inquisitor Piper said. I have nothing to add to his statement. I assume we will have to accept our punishment for this misdeed. Uh-oh. Well, that's convenient for her to go next. Damn it, I had to say everything, and then all she had to say was, yeah, what he said. Damn it. We have heard enough. Inquisitor Ulrich, what sentence would be sufficient for these sinners? Ulrich remained silent for a moment. Lesser death? Oh no. Oh, okay. In the name of the younger, I assign you the following penance. You will be imprisoned. You will each spend 3 months in solitary prayer. Your only companion will be the twins. The Patriarch nods approvingly. You leave the courtroom feeling exhausted. Hey, that's not too bad. Only 3 months? The Sacred Conclave is right around the corner. Do you think Patriarch Cassius could be the one behind this denunciation? Does it matter? The younger's retribution is inevitable. It makes no difference who carries out the punishment. Downfall of the Inquisition. But actually it's already there. Okay, another year has passed. 1 more year. Till revolution! Okay, a storm on the horizon. For over a year now, Anazot has been steadily simmering with unrest like a soup pot over a well-stoked flame. Commoners flock to the squares in droves. The mobs grow bolder, demanding new freedoms and protections under the law. The last straw insurgents commit brazen acts, hoping to overthrow the authorities. Wait, what's the last straw again? The noble gentry insisted that every mob be dispersed by force. They are ready to fight for their ancient privilege, sword in hand. Oh, is the last straw like the commoners that take up arms? Yeah, I think it is. Times are changing. In spite of this enormous pressure, Overseer Gaius Tempus remains highly reluctant to allow any bloodshed. That makes sense, that's good, right? But the common people are already too desperate. Even the age-old fear of the nobility's might is barely enough to keep them in check. More and more people are rejecting the lots and converting to the new faith. Not to mention other, stranger, more esoteric teachings and beliefs. New secret societies and clandestine gatherings appear every day. Printed pamphlets litter the streets, yet no one is rushing to subdue the citizens or punish the city, for now. Father Leonard has transformed the Temple of the Silver Tree into a new believer stronghold. He is no longer afraid to break the ban on preaching the new faith. His sermons now openly challenge the old faith. Let's go! Last straw is the terrorist group of commoners. Okay. Led by Sophia, probably, right? It seems the Church of the Twins is unable to recognize its great mistake. The lots must be abandoned as relics of the past. The twins granted everyone the freedom to choose their own path in this world, and I will not stop until this freedom is recognized throughout the Empire. The next Patriarch of Magra must be chosen by the parish, not the clergy. This is the will of the twins, and it must be ours as well. Leonard intends to amend the old order of the church and become Patriarch. His opponents, however, are beset by internal struggle and strife. The Inquisition is fighting a myriad of heresies, more of which appear every day. Not even the highest ranks of the faith are free from suspicion. Yeah, like Patriarch Cassius. The new faith, meanwhile, is steadily growing in numbers. People no longer fear being damned to the foot of the pillar for rejecting the divine design. Yeah, exactly. The streets are restless and dangerous. Minds and souls are beset by confusion. The authorities argue and bicker amongst themselves. Conspiracies plague the city. Time marches on and the change is coming. It cannot be stopped. Can you find a way to guide it in the right direction? The weight of a new age now rests upon your shoulders. Who, me? Me? My shoulders? That's a lot of pressure, but That's what I've been set up to do. Oh my god, follow the new faith. I mean, follow the old faith. Let's go. It's time. Yeah, it's time. For over a year now, Anadol has been slowly simmering with unrest. The feud between the estates, between the old faith and the new, between the law of the empire and the noble traditions, tensions are at an all-time high, waiting for the slightest spark to catch fire and burn. Even your family's affairs have been affected by the growing unrest. It is during these troubled times that the future of your family will be decided. No chance. No chance anything good happens here. Father shakes you awake early in the morning. He is excited, clutching a letter bearing the imperial seal of the Tempest dynasty. Okay. Imperial seal, you say? Wake up, son. Come to the sitting room. A letter has come from Overseer Gaius Tempest. He gingerly breaks the seal and unfolds the missive. To the Honorable Brante family, I, Gaius of the Tempest dynasty, overseer of the province of Magra, have given due consideration to your petition to have your bloodline ennobled by the sword. Okay. You are expected in 1 week at Castle Ineri, as are all petitioners for the sword, where you shall hear my decision firsthand. Oh no, there's no way we get ennobled. So we're just going there to be humiliated, man. Unless something changes at the very end, and they ennoble me anyway. Like when No Man's Sky won a Games Award, and they didn't go because they didn't think they would win. No. Yeah, we shouldn't go, Dad. We stay home. Let's stay home, Dad. Stay home. After finishing the letter, Father turns to you. He looks fatigued. Well, son, it's time for us to be honest with each other about our family. What do you have to say about this? Where do we, the Brantes, stand after so many years? What hope do we have for the future of this family? The past 7 years have been marked by many life-changing events. The rare joys, the frequent fights, the arguments, the attempts at peace, the losses. Sometimes you have managed to change your minds, and sometimes you have not. But your decisions have made you realize what matters most to you. The future of the Brante family must be decided here and now. Oh god, I only have one choice. Fuck. I could become nobles of the sword if I was not dishonored and if I had sufficient reputation and wealth. Become members of the overseer's entourage if I had a glorious bloodline. Glorious bloodline, I think that comes from having like 10 reputation or something, right? Family of means 10 wealth, right? So not ennobled, but you know, filthy rich. Yeah, you could do this like even if you're branded by dishonor. I see. You could preserve the family. Oh, but Gregor Brante hates it. Like from the grave, he hates it. Damn. Wait, Gregor. Gregor's my dad, right? God damn it. No, yeah, my dad's Robert. So Gregor, yeah, my grandpa from the grave will hate that. I see. Or I could sever all ties with my family. Yep, I guess I have to do that. Goodbye, unity. Goodbye, wealth. Goodbye, reputation. Goodbye, willpower. Goodbye. The Brante family is a family in name only. There's no reason to stay together anymore. Man, if only the overseer didn't send that letter, then we wouldn't have fallen apart, right? He triggered all of this. God damn it. You coldly point out that the family's chance for a hereditary title is long gone, and the family itself, why, it all but disintegrated years ago. You failed to quell the strife at home. You could not stop the coats of enmity that slowly turned your family into disjointed clumps of ash. All attempts to put the family affairs in order have led to naught. I'm sorry, my family. And now it is time to admit that the Brante family is no more. I should have watched more Fast and Furious movies. Then I would have understood the true meaning of family. But I failed you. I failed you. I put my search for the gods and my understanding of the world first and family second. And now I'm paying for it. There's deep pain in your father's eyes as he meets your gaze, but he does not argue. Which is why you continue, it would only be reasonable to sever what remains of your family ties. It is for your own good. You have all been strangers for a long time. Is that really true though? I feel like, like my father and I are okay, on okay terms maybe, and me and Nathan are okay. Seems like kind of unnecessary and over the top to sever ties completely, but you may live under the same roof, but you are no family. It is time to end these frantic attempts to fix that which is already beyond repair. Nothing good will come of it. Father is silent. A long moment passes before he speaks. As much as it saddens me to say this, you're right, my son. We failed. I failed as the family patriarch, and I failed my lot. I was chasing after a lofty position and neglected all the troubles in our family. Oh. Is it his fault? No, Dad, it's my fault. I was the one with free will. You couldn't have done anything about it. You're just an NPC in the game. I'm so sorry, Father. I tried to please everyone, and I let everyone down. Yeah, I feel like that's pretty relatable right now. All I can say is that your grandfather was right about everything. You put your hand on Father's shoulder. It is not his fault alone, you tell him. All of you made mistakes. You too bear a sizable share of the blame. But I am the patriarch no matter what. I am responsible for this family. What a disgrace. What an embarrassment I am. Father hides his face in his hands. It takes him a while to stifle his silent sobs and muster enough strength to continue. But enough weakness. It is time to accept the inevitable. The family is gone. We must all seek our own fortunes. I will quit my post at the prefecture and leave Anizo. Yo, what? Nobody said anything about leaving. We can still live in the same house, right? We can be roommates. We can be roommates, Dad. Doesn't that sound fun? It's your house. It's where you gonna go? Leave your house? We don't even have any money anymore. And quit your job? Why? Alright, whatever. The city has grown far too unsettled as of late. But if any of you ever want to visit my home, my door will be open to you. Okay, but where will he go? You'll leave Father alone with his grief in the sitting room. There's nothing you can do to help him now. Maybe like being in poverty as a noble is different than being in poverty as a commoner, you know? Maybe being in poverty as a noble means that, you only have 2 houses. Ah, damn. And you can't pay servants anymore. You begin to pack your things. It is time to move out of the house that stopped being your home long ago. You will rent a lodging for now, and then you will see what comes next. A carriage awaits you at the gate. You take one last look at your parents' house, the place that was your home and shelter for so many years, your childhood games in the garden, your loud happy dinners, your quiet conversations on the porch, the warm embrace of your family. It is time to leave it all behind. Yikes. Wait, did I even tell Gloria and Nathan and Stefan? You offer your family no farewells as you depart. They are no longer a part of your life. From this day forward, you must fend for yourself. Wait, if no one told them that the family was breaking apart, maybe they would still think that we're a family though, right? Can someone tell them, actually? It's kind of weird. Alright, we hate each other. In poverty, almost at the point of ruin, and disgraced. Okay, fantastic. Absolutely no willpower. That's great. Oy oy oy, the Brante family is no more. The worst outcome you could have ever gotten on the family side of things. The heretic. This event is a consequence of your previous actions. Ah. Wait, what? Conditions met. Inquisition power less than 10. And Father Ulrich is still alive. Okay. Seems like a pretty easy condition to meet. You have not seen Jian for days. Neither of you have had the courage to speak to the other since the tribunal. She has often been absent from the Inquisition War lately, which is alarming given that mere days remain before the sacred conclave. You go to a small chapel early in the morning. Inquisitor Ulrich is waiting for you there to discuss the upcoming trial of Patriarch Cassius. Whoa, you barely have time to greet each other before you hear the heavy footsteps of armed men outside. The doors fling open and Jian enters the chapel, accompanied by champions of faith. She is holding a scroll bearing the seal of the Grand Inquisitor. Oh my gosh. She wound up him. Went over his head. Inquisitor Ulrich, in the name of the twin gods, you are hereby accused of aiding and abetting the Willist heresy. Who? Like all Willists, you have corrupted our faith and attempted to liken yourself to the gods. You are to appear before the sacred tribunal at once. Follow me. Whoa. You step back from the Inquisitor. Ulrich raises an eyebrow in disdain. How dare you command me? I abide by the will of the twins and none other. Yield, Ulrich. The champions of faith draw their weapons and take a step forward. Wait, what? He's casting frickin' magic now. Ulrich's voice fills the chapel. He does not yell, but the sound knocks everyone off balance. I am will, I am power. I know no obstacles, no restraints. Back away. How did I miss this? This was right under my nose this whole time. But he's a Willist? He's like a, I don't know, someone who wants to become powerful, I guess. His voice vibrates through your body. You are paralyzed with pain. Your bones crack, your muscles convulse. A red haze blurs your vision. That's not good. Jian and the champions of faith fall to the floor. I am leaving Anazote. Do not try to find me. Ulrich's words echo endlessly in your head. In your last moments of consciousness, you see him dash out of the chapel. After a while, you come to your senses. The champions of faith gingerly help each other up, still dazed. Jian approaches you and offers you her hand. I'm sorry for keeping this a secret from you. I suspected from the beginning that something was wrong with Ulrich, but I only recently found out about the teachings of the Willists. And then it all made sense. I spent the last few days gathering evidence. That happened really quickly. 0 to 100. I guess if I had more Inquisition power, maybe I would have like unlocked some hints of this happening. Like there's a path in here that I could, you know, help Ulrich to gain more power, right? But I didn't. I didn't do that. I wasn't even offered the choice, so that was probably the plotline there. The Willist heresy is among the most heinous teachings I have ever heard of. Once a person decides to submit exclusively to the will, forsaking love and law, he becomes a monster, drunk on power. Few things are more dangerous than this. I see. There is a trinity of will, love, and law. Captain Agaronim, tell your men to stand down. There is no point in searching for Ulrich. He has already left Anazote. We should focus on the Patriarch. Father Ulrich is in hiding. Wait, that makes me and Jian the highest ranking Inquisitors in the land. Haha. Isn't that right, Jian? Hehe. Okay, Day of Wrath. This event is a consequence of your previous actions. Aha. Alright. This is something I'm looking forward to. Freedom. So intoxicating, so easily sliding into lawlessness. The desire for freedom infiltrates minds and hearts like a poison, leading people to commit monstrous crimes. Oh, never mind. I changed my mind. This doesn't sound like a good thing. Freedom is like fire. In untrained hands, it can burn everything down. Sylvan Samosta. That's the priest's friend, right? There's a priest, Father Leonard's friend. Down with the Patriarch and his watchdogs. Death to the old believers. Avenge the blood of our brothers. The militant forces of the new believers have gathered strength. Now that they are strong, they have directed their anger at those they see as their enemies. Desire for revenge, rage, and the exhilaration of lawlessness fill the hearts of those who, until recently, lived in fear and knew no freedom. Enraged and drunk on power, they barge into the temples of the old faith, knowing neither lot nor law. The new believers march through the city and ransack its temples. Blood is shed. On that day, many old believers suffer a lesser or true death in the house of the gods, and there is no mercy for them. Wow, religious riots. It's time. Well, it was already at 10 before. But yeah, there actually is a lot of like secret consequences that I was not previously aware of, right? For example, if I had tolerance of faith up to 7, then that was all I needed to get to 10, you know? I didn't need to farm my tolerance of faith to 10 as long as I had this right to defend the faith. Interesting. But, you know, that's things you can only know in hindsight, I guess. It was a rainy night. Neither the gendarmes nor the champions of faith are able to stop the militant forces of the new believers. This has been Sylvan's goal since the day you met him. You wait for Father Leonard by the entrance to the temple of the Silver Tree. You hear footsteps. The abbot hurries down a narrow street. He is exhausted, barely standing. His white robes are covered in dirt. His eyes are filled with fear. Oh no, what happened? Brother Piper, you're here, you came! The abbot enters the empty temple. The sound of the rain and the gentle rustling of the silver tree calms you. Leonard is reluctant to speak. What is it, Father? You ask the abbot where Sylvan is now, and what he is planning. Sylvan found Cassius, Brother Piper. The old man is mad and will not listen to me. Samosta believes that the twins are guiding him. He is planning to kill the Patriarch. Uh-oh. I mean, that's not too bad, right? Leonard pulls at his hair. Tears ran down his face. You have never seen him in such a state. I never wanted this, Piper. I followed the teachings of Fotis and taught people to find their own path to the twins, to listen to their will, to accept their love, to abide by their law, and look where it led us. No, Father Leonard, it's not your fault. Now they are following this lunatic, and shedding the blood of their brothers. They demand to be led by someone with a sword or a lash. They cannot live without it. They don't know how to. They don't want to. As if oblivious to your presence, Leonard kneels and crawls towards the statue of the twins, leaving a wet trail on the floor behind him. Yikes. Is that pee? Please tell me it's sweat. Or tears. I don't think it's tears. I don't think you can cry enough to be leaving a wet trail. Frenzied, the abbot beats his head against the marble tiles, appealing to the gods. I know I can never be forgiven, and I will face your wrath and your punishment. But give me a sign, teach me, set me on the right path. What if I go, I am the sign, they sent me. The only answer to Leonard's words are the patter of rain and the rustling of leaves. The elder gazes gently, the younger sternly. The gods are silent. Aha. I could arrest Sylvan, which I can only do if I have enough valor and willpower, or if I had enough willpower, I could gather your strength and stop the crowd. Yikes. That's a heavy choice. Minus 20 willpower, jeez. And you die. Damn, this kind of sucks, huh? Why'd you want to do that, though? Or I could not stop the fanatics. Let them kill Cassius. Do it! You put a hand on the abbot's shoulder. The new faith has liberated you from the lots. Everyone is free to choose their own path to the twins now. If Sylvan chose to preach and wage war, that was his choice and his service. Yeah, I'd say that's true. But also, as priests, I feel like we do have a responsibility to, like, guide them away from violence, maybe. I think it's true that everyone has to find their own path to the twins, but at the same time, that doesn't mean that anything is fair game, right? That doesn't mean that you get to do whatever you want and call it the will of the twins, or just call it, oh, it's my own path, it's fine. Yeah. But I feel like we tried, right? And as long as we've tried, I think it's still up to the individual's free will to pick. So if that's what Sylvan picked, then we don't really have the power to stop him, even if we wanted to. When Cassius dies, Leonard will lead the new believers. The teachings of Fotis need a strong leader, and the province needs a strong patriarch. Otherwise, the new faith in Magra will be crushed. Yeah, stand strong, Leonard. Leonard. It's no longer just your fight now. It's all our fights. This is bigger than the both of us. I do not wish for Cassius's death. This is not how I wanted to become patriarch. You shake your head. Cassius is a heretic and a renegade. He deserves to be burned at the stake. Zamosta will act as an instrument of the twins' will, and the patriarch will be duly punished. Once this is over, it will be in Leonard's power to prevent such bloodshed from ever happening again. I don't know about that. If I have my watch right, revolution is just around the corner. Patriarch Fotis was right. Foolish is the shepherd who thinks he can lead his flock. Only the twins can lead us. Yeah, exactly. Leonard rises to his feet. You hear the patter of rain and the rustling of leaves. The elder gazes gently, the younger sternly. The gods are silent. The gods are always silent. Unless you die, then they talk to you. But usually they're silent. Okay, the flame of the new faith. Let's go. Tolerance of faith is 10. This event is a consequence of your previous actions. Yeah, I think this was the ending I was aiming for, so can't complain, right? All the new believers of Anadrod have taken to the streets today. An immense torrent of people floods the square. Floods the square? Is that right? Fled the square by the silver tree, where the acolytes of Sylvan Samosa have summoned them. They are furious. They feel their power, and they crave vengeance. You rush to the square as well. On every corner you see brawls and fights, traces of blood, shattered windows, overturned carriages. The new faith is asserting its dominance over the old. You keep running. There is no time. Neither champions of faith nor inquisitors are by your side. What has become of them? Could they already be in the square? Or are they defending the ward against the crazed new believers? And where's my part in all this? A pyre is ready in the middle of the square. Amidst a pile of wood soaked in oil, Patriarch Cassius is chained to the stake. He has been beaten mercilessly, and his clothes are in rags. He is barely conscious. Wait, I just realized something. Don't we actually like Cassius? Even though my entire career was based around trying to find evidence of his wrongdoing, if we did find evidence of his wrongdoing, doesn't that mean he's like one of us? Instead of one of the old faith? And if so, doesn't that mean he's secretly like a double agent and one of us? And thus we shouldn't burn him? But I guess people don't know that. The rioters don't know that and they don't care. Commoners armed with axes surround him, preventing anyone from approaching. Only old Stamosa circles the Patriarch, jabbing his fist into the air. Everyone is listening to his hoarse cries, spellbound. We see before us the false Patriarch Cassius, a heretic who has denounced the gods. He has persecuted the followers of Fotis for years. He has forced his parishioners to shed blood in the name of the old faith, but he has no faith of his own, neither in the lots nor the twins themselves. Scapegoated? I wouldn't say that. Not scapegoat. It's more like they just hate the guy, and they're, I guess, finding a reason to off him. But you could also say that the New Faith believers are still like believers in the twins, right? And Cassius is like purely a heretic. But I like heretics, don't I? Like, my character should like heretics, right? Even though I'm a proponent of the New Faith, that doesn't mean that I don't sympathize with heretics. So today the faithful will hold a trial for this heretic, and he will be justly punished for his falsehood and crimes. The gods have granted us the right to purge this land of sin and choose a new shepherd for our flock. The crowd begins to shout, "Kill the apostate! Burn him at the stake! In the name of the New Faith and the twins!" Suddenly, the people fall silent again. You hear the brisk tapping of a staff against the cobblestones. Father Leonard walks up to the stake. The axe-wielding men make way and let him approach. "Why, Sylvan, do not spill his blood. We can resolve this peacefully." Samosa's face is twisted with rage. "Peace is worthless unless it is defended with arms, Leonard. We must fight for our faith, or we will be slaughtered in our temples, just as we were on that tragic night." "I will not be a patriarch whose path to office is paved with human bones, Sylvan. I will not let you murder him." 1v1? This is not a murder, Leonard. It is a court of justice, a court of all the faithful, and the twins whisper in my ear that they approve of this trial. You know what? Let's just kill him. Let's just kill him, and then if he comes back to life, then we know it was unjust. And if he stays dead, then we know it was the God's will all along. Haha. Actually, that's not gonna happen, because he's an important character. Like, he's a powerful person, so if you become too powerful, you lose all your lives. And if you die a true death. Somehow. That seems kind of inconsistent, but them's the rules. I didn't write them. The elder and the younger did, so that would not work. Leonard takes a step towards the stake, but Stamosa pushes him aside with a strong hand. The abbot falls to the ground. The armed men block his path to the stake. Sylvan picks up a flaming torch. "Tomorrow, on the day of the sacred conclave, we will elect our patriarch, the man who will lead us to the twins. But today, before the eyes of the twins, we will execute Cassius the heretic. Brothers and sisters in faith, is this your will?" "Oh, yeah, get him, get him." The congregation shouts approvingly. "Death, death to the heretic, burn him." Accompanied by the screaming crowd, Sylvan sets fire to the wood. The flames rise with astonishing speed. Astonishing speed? In his last moments, Cassius screams with all his might. "You have defied the lots, but you are still in the prison of their will. Fight them, defame their names. They know no mercy, only cruelty." Damn it. This was my guy all along. I liked his philosophy all along. But hey, in his last moments, he basically like confessed, right? He was true to his own beliefs, and he showed his true nature. So it's not like we're accidentally burning someone innocent. The shouts of the crowd drown out his cries. The back rows are pressing against those in front. Drunk with the absence of restrictions, the people want to watch the patriarch die. Oh, yikes. They're gonna squash each other, man. It's gonna be a crush. You hear the clattering of hooves echo from nearby streets. David Agaronim. "Get him!" One after another, squads of armor-clad horsemen arrive in the square. You see the banners of the noblest houses flying above their heads. They are followed by the champions of faith. The noble militia and the Inquisition have come to put an end to the tyranny of the new believers. Tyranny? That it's not a tyranny. Our lot is to fight. Do not yield, brothers and sisters. We... A white flash. Sylvan's voice is cut short. In the spot where he stood only moments ago, the figure Jian now towers. Damn. Did he get telefragged or something? Like, Jian cast the magic spell, she flashed right into him and destroyed him. There's a stampede. People scream in fear and desperation. Blades clink, horses neigh. The base of the silver tree becomes a battlefield. You cannot tell how long it all lasts. Silence. The square is empty. The bodies dissolve into shimmering mist. The light garments of the new believers remain on the cobblestones, slowly soaking in pools of blood. The silver tree sheds its leaves over them. In this world, people are probably way more open to fighting, right? Because they have 3 lives to spend instead of just 1. They could just fight super recklessly, like, you know, be enlisted into armies and do dangerous things all the way until their final life. And then, you know, that's when you retire, right? Wouldn't that be pretty much standard military procedure? Yeah, like, imagine how many veterans you could have. Because no one would die from a war. Like, you would die once, and then they'll put you back in the ranks, and then you would be, like, way more experienced. And you would die again, and then you basically become a veteran. And then you die another time, and that's when they, like, honorably discharge you. You retire from the military, because, you know, you had your last life. That'd be cool. Anyway. The body of Patriarch Cassius slowly burns itself out. Father Leonard kneels by the side of his enemy's execution. Still alive, Father Leonard. This is not what I wanted, Cassius. Not like this. Goodbye. Goodbye, Patriarch Cassius. He has died a true death. Goodbye. Oh, Sylvan Samosta has also died. Okay, unrest, misery, and devastation. Uh-oh. I'm sorry. Who knew that revolution would cause disorder and unrest in the province? Who knew that? That's weird. Not me, haha. Torch of the New Faith. The New Believer Zealots exact vigilante justice against the enemies of their doctrine. End of chapter 4, Peacetime. The peaceful years are over. The storm of the revolt is brewing in Anizote. Tomorrow will be the day when you will reap the harvest of your deeds during these 8 years. Wait, tomorrow is only 1 day? Does that mean that my life is about to end soon? Oh god. Or maybe that means, just one big day with lots of things happening.
At last, the day has come which would decide my fate, as well as that of my family, and perhaps the entire empire. The day of the revolt.
Do you hear the people sing, singing the song of angry men? It is the music of a people who will not be slaves again. Revolution! The revolt begins. It is a consequence of your previous actions. Torch of the New Faith. There a timeline here? No, there's no timeline. Ooh, interesting. Okay. Oh, unlocked new tab. Okay, maybe I don't have to look at this yet. Maybe the chapter intro will tell me what happens here. But yeah, lots of things could happen. And if I look at the revolt, damn, it's like become a turn-based combat game now. Hey. Okay, let's go. Cassius' death at the hands of an enraged mob has dealt a severe blow to the old faith. The entire city is incensed. Street brawls and vigilante justice have become commonplace. Fanatics drag priests of the old faith out of their hiding places and execute them. Fatality. Your patronage of the new faith has transformed it into a prominent power. Hey, I did this, hooray. And this power stands poised to eradicate not only the old church, but the old order in its entirety. Abbot Leonard tries to stop the bloodshed and takes charge of the new believers. Countless citizens have joined him since Cassius was murdered. There are many people among them who have tasted blood and freedom from any law, divine or otherwise. I did it. Yes, I did it. But at what cost? Oh, Jian. She's not even wearing her Inquisition outfit anymore. Stop, madman! You doom your very souls. This world will burn in the flames of the twins' wrath. The other Inquisitors support Jian, but forced to defend themselves against the bloodthirsty mob, they soon have no more time for sermons. Hordes of new believers occupy the temples, squares, and streets. They are joined by disaffected citizens, conspirators, and heretics of all stripes. The revolt is coming. Sophia. She's leading the revolt. I see. Where did she come from? For years now, Anazot has been simmering like a cookpot over a slow flame. The powerlessness of the simple folk, unable to change the old order, has gradually given way to rage. Finally, this anger became stronger than their age-old submission to the higher estate and their fear of divine retribution. This rage was the spark that lit the fire of the revolt. All of Anazot's commoners have risen up in rebellion. Workers, artisans, merchants, beggars, they all long to break free of noble tyranny and the perpetual suffering that is their lot. The most daring among them have joined the last straw. The secret society has sent entire squads of trained soldiers out into the streets. It'll be pretty long. Do we do this next stream? Maybe. Probably. But I've only been streaming for an hour, so I could keep going. But is it like a big chunk that you should do in one sitting? I don't know. I'll see for now. I'll keep going for now and see what happens. They hand out guns and bombs to the people, weapons that give them a chance to wage war on equal footing against noblemen descended from generations of warriors. But the most dangerous weapon the rebels possess is the People's Court. The commoners have claimed the right to sentence their enemies to true death. The first nobles executed by the last straw this very night served as proof that these sentences are real. Dang. Dude, how the hell does true death work, man? Firstly, it's like only executions can kill people truly. So it's like the gods are kind of like approving the executions, right? The gods have their stamp of approval behind the court system because, you know, it's lawful. But now even the commoners can just execute people. So I guess the gods are approving. For the first time in the history of the empire, the divine force of the law is in possession not only of the noblemen but also of the common estate. Aha, how the turntables. Among the rebels are many new believers. They are ready to take up arms to defend their faith and freedom from the lots. They are led by Leonard, the abbot of the temple by the silver tree. Prefect Alborn's allegiance remains unknown. The supreme judge has taken such pains to give the lowly estate more rights. Will he support a revolt that strives to do the same? Anazot has recently been rocked by a series of spontaneous assemblies and protests. The mob demands equal rights for all estates and freedoms from the tyranny of the nobles. The authorities must recognize a new faith and grant the commoners the right to choose their own lot. If court agrees to execute someone, they true die. Yeah, but like what determines if something is a court? Like it used to just be a court of law, but now it's a court of commoners as well. So like in the eyes of the gods, then just like a group of people is a court if you if you call yourself a court. Is that how it works? Like what if a group of, you know, secret society people decided to call their own secret society a court? Do they just get the ability to murder people and, you know, deal out true deaths? I don't know, it's kind of weird. By nightfall, the rebels had disposed of the guards and taken over the city gate. In a group of minutes, Anazot was under their control. Court is a group of people. Okay. It is the duty of Overseer Gaius Tempest to crush the revolt. Scary. Gods just need a couple signatures and they're cool. Yeah. Yeah, you're right. Like, a court doesn't mean a court of law, right? A court is just a court of people. Yeah, but yeah, don't know how that means when you convert that to mob, right? Like, what's the difference between a court and a mob? Or just, you know, when you're fighting wars. Anyway, the Arcnean nobleman feared for his own position and power, so he was reluctant to punish the rebellious city as discontent slowly grew year by year. But the ensuing uprising has left him no choice. The overseer has announced a full-scale mobilization. In the morning, the Legion will march towards Anazot under his command and attempt to return the city to imperial authority with fire and sword. Yikers. The expeditious arrival of the Legion is the only hope the nobles have left now that they are locked inside the city. Members of the higher estate, especially the old aristocratic families, fear the coming rampage and strive to keep order on the streets. Meanwhile, the Inquisition led by Sister Jeanne is trying to stop the new believers and urging people to reject the revolt. Both groups are aware that if the rest of the province follows Anazot into rebellion and chaos, the Empire itself and the Divine Order will begin to crumble. After nightfall, the city grows quiet. Its courtyards and squares are empty. In mansions and palaces, hasty negotiations are held and schemes are concocted. In dark cellars, the revolt is being prepared and armed units are gathering. Parishes are getting ready to defend the temples of the new faith against the Inquisition. All citizens, rich and poor, common and noble, are arming themselves, some with ancestral swords, others with cleavers. Anazot is preparing, waiting for the dawn. For the day of the purge. As the Legion arrives for the assault, the rebels assemble into a militia and get ready to fend off the Imperial army. But there is little unity in their camp. Their leaders are already mired in a power struggle. Mired in a power struggle. There are also defenders of the Imperial Order within the city walls. Man, it's just so many different factions, huh? Members of the old aristocracy, soldiers of the Inquisition, priests of the old faith, and commoners unwilling to defy the law and the twins' design. These people too refuse to lay down their arms. But everyone's fighting. The first rays of the rising sun light up the horizon. This day will go down in history. Your entire life has led you to this moment. Technically every moment is like that. Step by step you have made yourself the man you are now. Your actions today could alter the course of history, but are you ready to go the distance? Mired. Moisty mired. Is it mired? Okay. I'll take your word for it. What will have become of you by the time the sun sets? Yeah, seems like it's only just a day, but it's gonna be a long day. Call me Jack Bauer, cause these next gonna be tough, man. Alright, the first race. What I wanna know is how come Jack Bauer never pees? Never pees. It's weird, man. The first rays of the rising sun light up the horizon. This day will go down in history. Oh, okay. Your actions today could alter the course of history. Are you ready? Aye aye, Captain. Let's see. The most important event that will end this chapter. Only one of them will happen. Let's see. You can defeat the Legion. The revolt wins a decisive victory over the Imperial forces. If I lead the revolt and the revolt stat is higher, then I win. Okay. Let's check out the different oh, never mind. I thought we could check out the different stats for now. Let's check out the different stats. Your side, not chosen. Wow. There's a rebel side and there's a defender of the empire side. Okay. I could have a peaceful or a military victory. Either way, I need to be leading the revolt in order to get this victory. So you're saying without me they have no chance. Aha, aha. Okay, right now this is how strong the revolt is. It's in the middle right now. Stalemate. General strength of the revolt. Forces gathered by the rebels, solidarity among them, support for the rebellion among the townspeople. The outcome of the struggle for Anizote? What's Anizote? Will depend on how strong the revolt will be at the moment of the decisive collision. Maybe that's what they're going to name the city if they win. Yeah, it's a new city now. I'm gonna name it something different because we claimed this town. What would we call it? Anizote. Or maybe that's just a typo. Military forces that you have managed to gather under your command. I only have a squad. I don't need it anymore, man. Just give me Mr. Goodman. Mr. 10 Goodman and his brother, Mr. 20 Goodman. That's all I need. Your influence among the noblemen of Anizote. No followers. Yep, same. Clergy, cautious support. Influence among the priesthood of Anizote. Okay. In common folk, I see. So this is just like how much each of the 3 lots trust me, and then this is my military strength. That's pretty straightforward then. You know, in order to win, I just need to lead the revolt and then have enough of every faction following me. Yeah, common folk need to love me, clergy need to kind of like me, and noblemen need to like tolerate me at least. And I need to have at least 1 squad. Okay. Yeah, squad. Alright, let's see what can happen then. Can defend the city and have peace with the overseer. Oh, so this must be the victory condition for the peaceful rebels, right? Rebels. This is the peaceful. This is the non-peaceful one. And this is the victory condition if you're not part of the revolt, probably. Yep, defeat them or let them surrender. Or you can defeat them. Oh, so defended is probably like a stalemate, right? It's a tie. You defend the city, but yourself, the future is unknown. Okay. Anizote massacre. Yikes. Okay. Alright, so this could happen. I think this is what will happen by default if I don't change things, because right now Sophia is leading the revolt, not me. Dark times. Neither side succeeds. Chaos and disorder spread all over the empire. Got him. Oh, so no, this is the default. Oh, true death. I just freaking die. Okay. I could stay. I could leave. Oh, I could die. I can leave. I could say. I can rescue my city. Well, but my family is already dissolved, right? So who is there to save? It's every man for himself now. They don't even live in the house anymore, right? I could flee. I could eliminate Sophia. Pew! Yikes. Wait. But I have to kill her to lead the revolt. Uh-oh. Could defend the empire. Okay. I could... Okay. Yikes, dude. Okay, interesting. So it's looking like if I want to save the fate of the nation, then I have to take out my childhood friend, Sophia. Well, not really even a friend, it's just childhood acquaintance, I guess. I don't know if I can do that when it comes down to it. I'll have to see. Morning. Alright. Imagine if this game just turned into an RTS. You have to play the troops. The crimson sun slowly rises above the horizon. You make your way through a city in chaos, carefully observing what is happening on the streets. The rebellion is flaring up again after a night of calm. Once again, the commoners are taking to the squares in droves. The grim resolve in the rebels' eyes speak volumes. They are determined to seize their freedom or die trying. There are others, however, who are huddling inside their homes, locking their doors and praying to survive the revolt unscathed. With every passing minute, you see more and more people carrying banners. They bear a hand clutching a lantern, the mark of the last straw. The conspirators have left the shadows at last. They hand out guns to the common folk, using these last precious minutes to quickly teach them how to fire them. Okay. The artisans are out on the streets too, cobbling together makeshift shields out of wood and nails to protect against the nobles and their blades. Fortunately for the rebels, the nobles remain divided. The old noble bloodlines have sided with Dorius Auten. The Archnean has sworn to bring down the revolt by any means necessary. His noble militia now stands guard in the Silver District, where the city's most eminent aristocrats have their homes. They represent the greatest threat to the revolt. Many nobles of the mantle, however, are all too eager to violate their oath of fealty and side with the rebels. Though ennobled to serve the Empire, they no longer want to suffer under the boot of the high-born Archneans and human gentry. But there are many more who are still undecided. Soldiers and low-ranking officers of the Legion from the city's garrisons, officials and functionaries, they have all found themselves caught between the Overseer's order and the people's revolt. Pick a side. Many of them are biding their time, hoping the Legion or the Prefecture will spring into action and quell the unrest. But the Prefecture has yet to react. The city prefect, Sir Albourne, still has not made it clear which side he is on. Yeah, you gotta wait. Everyone wants to be on the winning side, so they're just trying to wait to see how it plays out first. Even the clergy has been swept out in the strife. Abbot Leonard is gathering new believers for a procession to the Silver Tree, where the people will elect a new patriarch. Old believer priests and common folk who prefer to cling to the lots and save their souls stand in opposition. Even the Inquisition, whose duty it is to protect the Church of the Twin Gods against heresy, has been tainted by this schism. Hey, that's me. I'm the taint. Wait. The true fight for the fate of Anizo will begin in a matter of hours. You have had 8 years to curry influence among the people of this city. It is time to put your connections to the test. Who can you sway to your side? Who will be willing to sacrifice their lives and fight for your cause? Bide your time, baby. No, I have to arm the new believers, right? I have to arm the new believers. That's what I've always done. That's what the previous 8 years have been for. Okay. I can either do this, or I could incite riot, or I could assemble a squad of loyal rebels. Yeah, so these are like for other paths I could take, right? So this is nobleman, this is lotless, this is a priest. If I wasn't part of the new faith, okay, makes sense. Could unite the nobles, and this is okay, yeah. So yeah, I think this is designed so that you only have one choice, and the other choice is, you know, just to buy your time. But I think I'm gonna have to arm the new believers here, take that option while I can, even though my willpower is at an all-time low. Without a proper army, the revolt does not stand a chance against the Legion. You walk from temple to temple, calling out to everyone who is willing to arm themselves and defend the new faith. You bear the words of the twins. You speak with their voice. The flock knows this full well. Yeah. Next on the list is a temple on the edge of the Brass District, the same temple where you received your first sacrament. Whoa, throwback. You see an old priest on the steps addressing the people around him. Could this be the same man who struck you with the sacred lash all those years ago? It is not your lot to fight. That is the purview of the noble lot. Put down your weapons, you fools. Restrain yourselves. Stop this before your souls are doomed to an eternity of torment at the foot of the pillar. You face the old man with a smile. He is blind. All he can do is frighten people. He cannot see the truth. You respond to him with the words of the elder. He who entereth the house of a strong man cannot take it by force unless he bindeth his hands. Only then can the house be plundered. Shit, that's too deep, man. What does that mean? You go into the house of a strong man, cannot take it by force unless he bindeth his hands. So the strong man has to bind his hands. And that is why Gaius Tempus is coming to bind the hands of the strong. And then the houses will be plundered. But the Tempest will not take the people's riches. He will take their twins given freedom. He is coming to take away their right to choose their own lot and their own path to the shining pillar. If the people you see before you wish to be bound, they should flee with their tails between their legs. But if they wish to be free, they must cast away all fear and have the courage to stand their ground. Wow, I really am eloquent, huh? Because I'm like taking a verse from the books, from the religious text, and just like twisting it to my own needs. The old priest is silent. The crowd of new believers shout in approval, chanting enthusiastically, "Down with the lots! Down with the old faith!" All doubt has been cast away. For the first time, the people around you raise their knives, hatchets, and axes, not to toil humbly, but to dispose of their eternal masters. Under your guidance, they will see this fight to the end. Uh-oh, we killed them. We probably killed them, didn't we? Do you have what it takes to realize their hopes and guide them to victory? It is time to find out. The sons of gunfire fill the city streets once again. The lull has passed. Alright. I got more troops. I got some trust. Okay. Rebels are winning. Win anymore and it'll become a bloodbath. Yikes. Okay. Take the side of the rebel. Rebel victory conditions. Okay. It looks like a military victory will be much more simple to get. Much easier too, but kind of want to go for the peaceful one if I can help it. Because that's probably a more like long-term solution leading to happier endings than just, you know, overcoming them by force. Because if you just beat them with force, then they'll probably come back with reinforcements from the rest of the country. Oh, but the rest of the country will start revolting too. And that's when we set up the trilogy, right? That's when you get to make more movies. Because you gotta set up the sequel. The Order Divided. Path of the Priest. Okay. It is noon. The wind drives the sand along the stone slabs. The Inquisition has gathered inside the yard of the ward, but they are uneasy. The schism within the church has split the order as well. Some of the Inquisitors follow the old faith, while the others are new believers. Their contentious quarreling can be heard over the ward's tall fence. At least they're just quarreling. They're not like punching each other like out on the streets. We need to stay in the ward and protect ourselves until the Overseer's army comes. But we cannot abandon the people at a time like this. It is our duty to stay with the peaceful and preach on the streets. Oh, to stay with the faithful and preach on the streets. We need to show our support to the noble militia. They're the ones protecting the order. The rebels are fighting for the legitimacy of the new faith. We're done being persecuted. It is the will of the twins that Leonard become patriarch. We cannot stop him. The ward's doors open. Gian briskly walks outside. Ooh. Enough! It was I, brothers and sisters, who brought the Inquisition back to power in Anazote, and you all know it. But now it pains me to see what we have become. I have never taught you to be cruel. I used to believe that each and every Inquisitor knew their sacred lot, that you all saw the wrath of the gods looming ever so close, that you all knew what they could do to our world should we besmirch their design. But clearly I was wrong. This city is full of heretics. Hey, that's me. The Inquisition has failed. The time for talk is over. There will be no more words, no more prayers, no more mercy. I am taking control of the order, and it will smite the heathens. Leonard will stop at nothing to become the new patriarch, even if it means defiling our sacred ceremony. We will stand in the way of his procession. Not a single one of those rebels will reach the silver tree. But Inquisitor, Leonard will have the crowds of people on his side. The champions of faith won't be able to stop them. Cut them down. Then the Inquisitors will have to take up arms as well. Oh. Yeah, bring in the magicians. Smite them. The Inquisitors meet her words with stunned silence. Finally, someone speaks up hesitantly. But what about our lots? We cannot wield weapons in battle. Do you realize what this means for our souls, Jian? Yeah, Jian, you hypocrite. Trying to get us to kill people now? To take up arms? We're just magicians, man. We're not spec'd out to handle swords. That's weird, though. Like, so as priests and inquisitors, we're allowed to smite people with silver, but we're not allowed to fight? Okay. Our lot? It is our lot to guide those who have strayed and save their souls, even if it means our own souls must be damned to eternal torment at the foot of the pillar. Bro, this is like a screwed either way, right? Oh no. Yeah, like, no matter what you do, you're screwed. The fate of the flock depends on what we do at this fateful hour. If we must defy our lots and sacrifice ourselves to avert the wrath of the gods, then so be it. Yikes. Jian points an accusing finger at the Inquisitors who espouse the new faith. Me? Captain Agronim, seize the heretics. The champions of faith do as they are told. They force the wayward Inquisitors to their knees. The other priests watch in confusion. Yo, but does she know that I'm part of it? We shall begin by purging this heresy from our order. Then we will hit the silver tree. Leonard and his flock must not enter the temple, lest our world be doomed. How will the world be doomed, man? You walk through the gate. Jian's fierce eyes dart towards you. Okay. Damn, if only I had 20 eloquence, I could talk my way out of it. Speech 100. But no, that doesn't work, hey? Could free the captive by force. I would lose one of my troops, but I would gain the support of clergy, maybe. Seize control of the order? Okay, this is like not part of the rebel plot. Yeah, this is also not part of the rebel plot. Do not get involved. Accept death. Whoa, I just die. I just die a true death if I do this. Yikes. You're the one of those whom Jian seeks to destroy. You cannot escape this fate. Yikes. Okay. Well, this is not much of a choice then, is it? I gotta use one of my troops. Revolt! Get out of here, Jian. Trying to do something, huh? Trying to come after me? She is right. The time for words and prayers has passed. You point at the kneeling Inquisitors surrounded by the champions of faith. Free the captives! No! The champions of faith draw their swords, but your flock is armed and ready to fend off the warriors of the Inquisition. You greatly outnumber the enemy, and, for the sake of their faith, each and every one of your followers is ready to face death, even if it be their last. Ching, ching, ching. Steel clangs on steel. You see flashes of burning silver in the hands of Jian's loyal Inquisitors. The silver glow paralyzes your people, but others replace them as they collapse. They fiercely rush at the temples of faith. The fight does not last long. Sister Jian, there's too many of them. We must retreat. Jian casts her gaze over the battlefield. The dead bodies of Inquisitors and commoners litter the yard, slowly dissolving into glimmering mist. You have both lost at least half of your forces, but your fighters keep coming. Do what the captain says. We're leaving. champions of faith stay in formation as they retreat. Jian is safe among them, covered by their shields. Her desperate cry reaches your ears. You've led the order to bloodshed, Brante. You're destroying everything we've spent years building. Don't expect any mercy from me at the Silver Tree. Yeah, what? What was I supposed to do, huh? Die? Your heart is pounding in your chest. Your fellow new believers surround you. Their ecstatic cries ring in your ears. They praise your courage and faith, and they want you to lead them. We knew you come, Inquisitor Brante. We're going to help Father Leonard now, right? We have to show the people the Inquisition is on their side. You try your best to gather your thoughts. It is too early for Leonard to head for the Silver Tree. It'll be a while before the New Faith procession begins. There's still time to find allies. Oh, suddenly a flustered priest runs through the gate. Dorian Otten and his noble militia, they're going to the prefecture to execute Sir Elborn for treason. Whoa, so Sir Elborn is on our side? Clarity fills your mind. Prefect Elborn has always stood with the New Faith. He will be a powerful ally if he survives. You must hurry. You order your comrades to get ready. The prefecture awaits. Damn it, Jian. I thought I could change her mind because her status was wavering, right? But I think maybe my relation with her is just not high enough. Rebels are winning! Rebels are winning! They lost a bit of troops, but one is still, you know, a good number. Clergy +1, that's good. I basically only need one noble left, right? I need +1 noble, and then I can get the good ending? The peaceful ending, I mean? As long as I kill Sophia. Fuck. Okay, the prefecture under siege. The searing sun looms high in the sky above the rebellious city. The square in front of the prefecture is packed with commoners. Just a moment ago, they boldly demanded that the judges and gendarmes side with the rebellion. But now they are terrified. They fear the noble army that is coming for them. Their calls for rebellion are gone, replaced by frightened screams. What, now you're afraid? Now it's too late, we just gotta go hard. Hooves thunder against the cobblestones, the earth quakes beneath their feet. The noble militia, led by Dorius Otten, carves a path through the human sea. The terrified rebels scatter as the riders approach. Wouldn't you gain more supporters from that save just now? Huh? Yeah, I already did get some supporters. No, it's troops. I lost troops because they died. I guess they would probably just respawn and come back, right? Well, it doesn't work like that apparently. I did gain more support from commoners and for priests. But then my actual military forces, they died. The crowd, his voice hoarse. Everyone, stay calm. Let them through. Do not draw your weapons. Yeah. Otten's riders push the mob aside and eventually reach the tall building. The Arctic commander draws in his reins only when the gendarmes all that separate him from the prefecture stairs. All but separate him, maybe? Prefect Elborn, how dare you disobey the orders of the province's rightful rulers? You have abused your position to appease the rebels and defy imperial rule. This inconceivable rebellion is your fault. Inconceivable. It's time for you to accept your well-earned punishment. In the name of Archduke Melanidas, I hereby order you and your gendarmes to surrender your weapons. The supreme judge of the prefecture maintains his composure in the face of this recrimination. I only obey the laws of the Empire, Sir Otten, not you or your runaway Archduke. Otten's face contorts into a predatory grin. Excellent, you have had your chance to save face, old man. Instead of a dignified execution, you and your cronies will hang, like the foul rebel you've betrayed us for. Fight! Uh-oh, that's not good. That's not good. Not having any options is never good. Alton lifts his sword skyward, prepared to order an assault. The riders behind him are about to attack. The gendarmes ready their clubs. Their hands are trembling. They will not stand a chance against a noble cavalry. The mob begins to shift, about to flee the square. The fate of this moment hangs by a thread. Okay. Okay, what am I missing? I'm missing willpower. If I had some willpower, then I'll be able to get one more troop here. Well, and this is never an option to begin with, I think. Alton is sentenced? I think that's not even part of my path. That's part of the path of noble, right? But yeah, I needed more willpower to do something here. What about this? Get Alton and Alborn to reconcile. Damn, that's a speech 100 play if I've ever seen one. Diplomacy 20. Yeah, that makes sense. And I need high reputation for my family. Okay. And I need Knight of the Serpents or Broken Chains, whatever that means. Again, I feel like this might not be part of my priest path, so I gotta stay out of it. Power goes down, order goes down, Elborn dies. No, I lost a potential ally, I think. Yeah, that's a loss of like one troop, I guess. Which is not terrible. Not great either though. At least I get some willpower out of it, but it's just 5. I think you really need to get above 0, or at least equal to 0 willpower to be in a good place. Right now at -5, it's still terrible. You and your followers observe the heated struggle at the stairs of the prefecture from a distance. It is too late to get involved. All you can do now is watch and save your strength for the future. With a furious scream, Alton orders the noble militia to attack the prefecture's defenses. Cut the traitors down, no mercy. The cavalry turns to face the gendarmes with an onslaught of sharp steel. Bones crack beneath hooves. Ooh, I know that feel. Swords slice through the air. The stench of blood fills the square as fallen bodies dissipate into glimmering dust. Prefect Alborn shouts to the people for aid, but his voice is drowned out in the cacophonous fray. Cacophony? Yeah. The common folk know that the prefecture will collapse without support, but their deeply ingrained fear of the noble warriors is too strong. The human sea that once filled the square dries up in the blink of an eye. The gendarmes falter against the surging noble cavalry. Their lines break. With no one to support them, they surrender their arms. The gendarme captain leads Alborn to Alton. Please spare our lives, Sir Alton. My men and I will swear loyalty to you. The Archnian gracefully dismounts, ignoring the captain's pleas. Time to die, Alborn. But I am no butcher. You may be a traitor, but you are still known as a man of honor. You deserve a nobleman's justice. So draw your sword, Alborn. It is time for you to learn that the court of honor is the only true trial. Alborn meets Alton's words with a bitter chuckle. The old man does not stand a chance against one of the most skilled swordsmen in Magra. Dying in the barbaric ritual I fought against all my life. I suppose there's no changing this world after all, is there? Alton and Alborn cross swords. Ching, ching. Alborn has grown unaccustomed to holding a sword, and it shows. The prefect's stance leaves much to be desired. He waves the blade around clumsily, leaving him open to an attack. With a single riposte, Alton guides his blade straight into the old man's heart. Just another arrogant human. All this trouble just because of him. Dude, he's like a villain in a fighting game. Like, this is his voice line when he wins. Just another arrogant human. All this trouble just because of him. That's why he says in the victory screen, as for the gendarmes, kill them. A lesser death suits them well. This rebellion will be dead and buried by the time they make their way back from the hereafter. And be quick about it. We still have to breach the city gate. Oh, okay, makes sense. That's why I don't have my troops, because they're still in the afterlife. They haven't respawned yet. Takes a day or something. Please listen to us. The noble riders quickly cut the prisoners' entreaties and lives short. Their uniformed bodies fall off on the stairs of the prefecture, soon evaporating into a cloud of glimmering dust. Once they are dealt with, Aten rides away from his cavalry, scattering the pathetic remains of the rebellious mob. The prefecture is no more. Elborn and his gendarmes have been removed from the equation. They will not be there for the final clash. Oh no. Your men have been keeping an eye on the city. They tell you that the procession to the Silver Tree has already begun. Abbot Leonard and his followers are on their way to elect him the new patriarch before the common folk and the twins themselves. The fate of the feud between the two faiths will be decided by the clash at the Silver Tree. You have to be there. You ready your men and head for the temple at the tree. He did. Everyone's dying. Alright. It's getting pretty late, so I'm gonna do this next encounter and then end the stream. The next time I'm playing Brante is gonna be on Sunday, 3 p.m. here, and I think I'll probably finish it, like almost for sure I'll finish it then. Okay. Alright. So the last encounter was not totally like suited for my path, right? Because I feel like I would have more options there if I played Noble, but this should be very relatable. Not relatable, but very pertinent to my story. Oh, I'm doing one more of these stories before I go. This is the last one. An enormous sea of humanity flows through Anizote, filling the streets of the Temple District. They are led by Abbot Leonard. Abbot. The new believers walk peacefully behind him, many of them women and the elderly. They are unarmed. Their faces show neither fear nor anger. They are so drastically unlike the throngs of rebels who are currently ransacking streets and looting noble houses. The procession slowly makes its way towards the temple at the Silver Tree. The temple has always been where patriarchs of the church accept their sacred duty, along with the heavy burden of responsibility for their flock before the twin gods. When a patriarch speaks, the twins pay heed. And every 8 years, it falls upon the patriarch to proclaim in their sight how their will is humbly following the lot it has been given. Long after the twins descended to our world, the patriarchs came to be elected at the conclave by the clergy. This tradition has continued for many years. Yeah, I knew that already. Today, dozens of priests have come to the temple in spite of the unrest to conduct the rites and spare the twins' world from their wrath. But now, thousands of commoners are walking to the same temple to elect the new patriarch themselves. You and your followers take a side street to the temple, avoiding the immense procession. Soon, the square by the tree is packed, teeming, overwhelmed. But the stairs to the temple doors cannot be reached. A stalwart phalanx of champions of faith blocks the way, with Jian in the lead. They are joined by the Inquisitors, those who have decided to walk the path of the old faith until the very end. I will not allow you into the temple, Leonard. These heretics will not make you patriarch. Father Leonard slowly begins to ascend the stairs. He does not argue with Jian. The abbot simply faces her with a humble smile and gestures at the people standing behind him. Doubt clouds the champions' faces. Leonard's procession is truly staggering. Even if they are merely commoners, even if they are unarmed and empty-handed, there are simply too many of them to be stopped by a few dozen old believers. Sister Jian, look at them. Are they truly heretics? All of them? They are just people, our brothers and sisters in faith. Why would the Inquisition treat us like enemies? We do not reject the twin gods. Nay, we seek them with our every thought. You rejected the law of the younger when you chose to seek your own lots. No, Jian, the only thing we reject is Isatias' error. This argument has been going on for years, Leonard. I know each and every point you can make. Don't even bother. you will not enter the temple. And all those people, you're just dragging them down to the foot of the pillar along with you. How can you still not understand this after so many years? What do you think you are doing, Leonard? Don't you fear the wrath of the gods? I do not, Jian. When I become patriarch, I will tell the twins that we still love and revere them, just as we always have, even as we seek a different path to them. The twins will hear us, they will listen, they will understand. There will be no wrath of the gods. The new believers heed Leonard's words. They begin to firmly ascend the stairs to the door of the temple. The champion's sword do not deter them. Jian watches as the massive congregation approach her, her eyes filled with remorse. She raises an arm, about to give her final order. Champions of faith, protect the sacred temple. Fight to the bitter end. Damn it. You reach the foot of the stairs as she speaks these words. This is your last chance to intervene. Alright, I can lead the procession. Because I have enough eloquence. Nice. And I have enough clergy and common folk on my side. Nice. I could stand with Jian and drive the procession away. But I need to be on the side of the Empire for that. Nope. I could save the new believers from bloodshed. I could have done that if I had more willpower. I can fend them off with the champions of faith. Okay, I could do that if I was siding with the Empire. I could order the priest to attack. Okay. Yeah, I needed to have sided with the defenders of the Empire, so that's okay. This, I think, is the best choice anyway. I could walk away, get more willpower. And order goes down, willpower goes up. Both of them dies. Yikes. Okay, so if I lead the procession to the temple, what happens? I get more troops, I get more common folk. I get one noble. Aha. I think this is an only positives, right? I see this as an absolute win, as they say. Alright. Leonard will become patriarch. The clergy will support his candidacy. Let's go. You step onto the temple stairs and address Jian and the champions of faith. Hey guys, remember me? It's your old co-worker. Yeah, you gotta let these guys through, man. These people will not turn back now. That cannot happen. The old faith is dead. How blind must one be not to see it? Jian and the warriors of the faith have no choice but to accept their fate. Those of the common law will never decide the fate of the church, no matter how many of them come here today. No, Jian is wrong. She only sees those who were told to suffer by their lot, but they are not the only ones who came here today. You address the crowd. Those who received the sacrament of the old faith before joining Leonard, may they set foot upon these stairs. May the Inquisition see that the new faith is the one true faith. One by one, dozens of people trickle through the mob to answer your call. You know them all, so does Jian. Priests, abbots of migrant temples, monks, acolytes, preachers, men and women, old and young, walk up the stairs and stand behind you. Among them, right by your side, are fellow inquisitors of the order. They have spent the last 8 years guiding them in matters of the faith, and now they have decided. Jian stares at them, utterly baffled. The champions of faith behind her lower their blades. A stunned silence falls. Got him. Leonard turns to face the people. With a faint smile, he stretches an arm forward. And the people begin to move. Halt! Wait! Stop it, you lunatics! But nobody listens to Jian. She tries to hold people back by the wrists, tries to pull them back from the steps, all in vain. She finally collapses at the floor, exhausted. The people keep walking past her. Those who do notice Jian gaze at her with silent compassion. Thousands of people gather beneath the majestic vault of the sacred temple. They keep coming until there's no space left, and then they crowd the stairs, the squares, looking inside through the open temple door. The stone faces of the twins watch them indifferently from above. Leonard walks up to the temple to the altar and kneels. You stand by his side as thousands and thousands watch intently. The gods are here. A profound, familiar silence swallows all sound inside the temple at the silver tree, dimming the lights of the candles. Everything is still. Your own heartbeat is the only sound you hear. At this moment, you are the one who must ask the twins to grant Leonard permission to become the new patriarch. Oh, it's me? How did they decide that? Your words surge through the heavy air. Let the will of the people be done beneath the watchful eye of the twins. People of Vanazel, do you wish for Father Leonard to be our patriarch? Do you wish for him to be our voice before the twins and our mentor in this worldly realm? The answer comes in the form of thousands of voices that seem to shake the very walls of the temple. Yes! Yes! Let's go! Father Leonard closes his eyes and solemnly blesses himself with the sign of the twins. Before the faces of the gods, by the will of the people, I hereby accept the great burden of the Patriarchate of Magra. O heavenly lords, givers of life, the younger, defender of the world, judge and counselor, the elder, the spirit of truth and love, filling all with your presence. Witness now our new faith, which guides to you all those who have chosen their own lot in life. The heavy air grows incredibly thick, almost solid. The last echoes of Leonard's voice dissolves in this clouded tension. The silence is all around you. The gods are watching. Silence. Leonard closes his eyes. The feeling passes. The air melts, ready to fill your lungs again. It rings with the echo of imperceptibly quiet footsteps. The twin gods have accepted the will of the people. Let's go! We did it. The new faith is the true faith now. Haha. The new patriarch emerges from the sacred temple to face the elated thousands who wait outside, with you, his greatest supporter, by his side. Haha, thanks. Thanks, it's me. Yep, you're welcome. You're welcome. Defeated. Get wrecked, Jan. Let's go. Yeah, I got some troops. I am the indisputable leader of the common folk, and got cautious support from the nobles. Okay. Farewell to Jian. Alright, I'm not gonna do this story because, you know, I'm going to end the stream here, but I'm just going to check my victory condition for a second. Versailles Rebel. Aha. So yeah, I've almost everything is in place. Oh, I need some power though. The province. Okay, so I need basically one more power. And I also need to take over the leadership of the rebellion from Sophia. Then victory will be in my clutches. Alright. But yeah. Thanks for watching. I'm gonna go take a break now. Bye bye. Bye bye. Bye bye. See you next time. Boop. Boop.